What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, here with my brother from another big game, James. We do not have George today. That is not happening today.
All right.
we,
You're
we
right.
got my guy George and
I've
James
been
in the
waiting.
building.
Hey,
Best of enemies back.
listen, Joe. Hey. Listen. I'm going out and I'm gonna come back in because my audio, the Bluetooth is on in the vehicle, so we can hear everything in the vehicle. I ain't doing all that, so I'm gonna go out,
That's a good
turn
excuse.
this off, and I'm
Good
gonna come back
excuse.
in. So y'all get to talk, and I'm gonna jump right back in. Ah,
Yeah, no worries. No
He's
worries.
going on timeout real quick. I see how it is. All right. That's so funny.
He said, hold on. Look, we gonna do what we came here to do. Y'all know we don't duck that smoke. You know, me and James have gotten yelled at for years. Now it's George's turn. I thought y'all would, give him some smoke when they lost, but apparently not. So now he gets to be the happy champion of whatever, dude. It hurt. We're coming off of a win, so I know that James is probably gonna be far more upset. But I will say this, and you're more than welcome to ask me any questions if you want to. I'm sure you have burning questions about this Eagles team right now. I'm a little bit worried about who we are. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know. Winning a game is cool. Like, we won that game, that's awesome. Obviously, losing a bunch of players in the process is never how you want to go about it. I mean, we lost Devontae Smith. We don't know what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
We lost, AJ Brown, obviously, prior to the game. Britton Covey, our punt returner, and a guy that's been kind of making a name for himself as a wide receiver, 3, 4, whatever you want to say. He goes on the IR now with a broken bone in the shoulder. You want me to keep going? We got Lane Johnson that was hurt. We had Mekhi Becton was hurt. It was just a poop show. I'll say this, and I don't know if you've ever gotten to this point in a game, but I got to the point yesterday that I was like, when does it come time that you just said we got to keep Jalen Hurts healthy? And to come out of that game with a win, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a little shocked. I'm shocked and surprised. I'm very happy, but I'm shocked and surprised. The Eagles have a lot of things they got to work on. I'm gonna say it like that, simple and plain. But we got one win out of the two. So that's good, I guess. But yeah, I'm not happy.
So maybe I'm not shocked and surprised that you guys didn't do this podcast about 24 hours ago when we were top of the NFC East. Hopefully we can do that again tonight. We'll see how that goes. We have another big game tonight. But Joe, man, you brought up some good points. Like, honestly, the Eagles, they might be broken right now. Like, I'm kind of worried about that. I'm concerned for y'all. And I think AJ Brown is bigger for your team than maybe what you guys thought. I think Jalen Hurts depends on him and relies on him, especially in the red zone. I was watching the game yesterday. There was one play where there was a break, there was a post route, and Devontae Smith broke in, and basically was a throw right across the safety, and Devontae Smith got bodied, right? He got bodied, he got intercepted, it was turned the other way. That's a play where the AJ Brown would have caught that ball and would have scored a touchdown right there. So without AJ Brown, you guys might be stalling a little bit, and it might be a concern. The benefit to you, because I'm always going to be nice to you, Joe, because I respect you and I like you. Saquon Barkley's that real deal, man. He basically, if it wasn't for that 65-yard run by Saquon Barkley, you guys probably would have lost that game because you guys were down the entire game. That one game kind of broke it open a little bit, and that created some conflict with the Saints. So, it's funny. Your defense, there's a lot of heat on your defense right now, but they kept you in the game yesterday. And your offense is what I'm concerned about right now. I think your offense is kind of I have Jalen Hurts in fantasy. I'm disappointed right now, Joe. It's kind of where I'm at.
Honestly, the only reason I'll say I'm not, I am worried about my offense, but it's because of obvious reasons. I feel like if they were just bad, then I would be really, like, okay, what the heck is going on? But like, you don't have AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, obviously gets right. I feel like there's just like a whole cluster of injuries right now. The real injury that really killed me was the Lane Johnson going out. When Lane Johnson went down, I thought we were going to lose the game. I'm not going to lie to you. So, I'm a little bit worried about the offense, but as soon as they get healthy, I think we'll be fine. I think we'll figure it out. And like you said, Saquon can kind of hold this ship up. He can kind of keep us afloat, so to speak. So I'm not too worried, but I don't know. I mean, look, if people are mad that you said broken, you aren't 100% wrong. The fact that Jalen Hurts is a totally different quarterback when AJ Brown is not there is a concern because you still have some good players, and we put up some yards like yesterday. So there's really this is one of the hardest games to watch for Jalen Hurts because I don't know where to be. I can't have Jalen Hurts doing what he did in the beginning of that game, but what he did towards the end of that game, Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy about it, but it's a weird spot to be. I'm excited about what's going to happen. I hope that we get healthy. It is what it is. I mean, we won, so I guess that's where we at right now.
I'm going to say one thing. I know James is itching to jump in this conversation. One thing I will give Jalen Hurts credit for, he seems to be healthy. He seems to be kind of creating with his legs this year. That's a growth for you guys. He is scrambling more often than he's not. But the turnovers are still an issue. He has, one turnover in every game so far this year, so that's definitely something to concern about.
Wow.
Yeah, it's always a lot of turnovers. It's a lot. I'm trying to be nice, but it's a lot of turnovers, bro. Yeah.
I mean, hey, kudos. I'm saying kudos. They won the game yesterday. I really thought they were going to lose that game. I don't really know what the hell they were doing that on the defensive side on that play. That was crazy. I don't think you should have gave up a play like that. But hey, they still pulled it out. I'm agree with George that AJ Brown is bigger than we think, and that's the reason why your general manager went out and got him. He didn't think, even though you said Devontae was better than CD and this and that. I don't think your GM even thought he was the true number one. That's why he went out and got the AJ Brown. And we see how much he means to your offense, because the offense seems to get dumped down. But hey, kudos to y'all on probably the free agent pick of the year of the season, is Saquon Barkley. I thought he was going to be good. A lot of people on the Cowboys side were like, "Oh, Barkley ain't never heard of. He ain't going to do nothing." But I mean, you got a good offensive line, and I thought, man, if they got that good offensive line, he got a good court. He's got a good team. I think he can play different, and you see it is, and he really won these games. And if he makes that catch, y'all don't lose that other game. You know what I'm saying? So y'all have been heavily relying on that run game, and he has come through. So I got nothing but respect for what Saquon Barkley is doing in this offense. But to George's point, a lot of turnovers by Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? A lot of interceptions, just turnovers, just big turnovers in big play, big spots. You're driving for a touchdown. You can't throw that interception like that. If that was a Dak Prescott, y'all been killing that man on Twitter and destroying him. You know what I'm saying? So he's making some of those mistakes y'all was getting on Prescott about. So I said the offense is going to continue we'll see if it evolves with Kellen Moore. And I said your coordinators will be the biggest thing. But just like, what George said again, that defense that's been much maligned, even though I still think your secondary is still suspect, them big boys came through up front. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter, they played like the true number one picks that y'all picked them as. They played like they're supposed to. You know what I'm saying? They show why you have them up front and how they can really help the team going forward. So they need to continue to show that effort for y'all to continue to be good. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you won the game. You may not like how it was done and this and that, but you still won the game against an undefeated team in their house. So you got to give the respect for that. But yeah, there's still a lot of things going on. And we'll just see how it's week to week. You know what I'm saying? But y'all definitely are heavily reliant on AJ Brown. He's like the cog of your offense.
Yeah, and I will say again, we did put up over, I think it was like 450 yards that we put up yesterday against the Saints. So it's not like we were trash. It's tough. There is a lot of mistakes, and a lot of my Eagles fans, a lot of the people that watch my show, that always say, "Oh, you too nice to other teams. You got to be." It is what it is. If you don't think that this is an issue, if you don't think that is something to be a little bit worried about, that your quarterback is giving up the ball so much, we're winning games. And like James said, we're a catch away from being 3-0. So, I mean, it's hard to complain, but we did this last year. We did this the year before. Like, it's like, I don't want to keep doing that. I don't want to, we just won ourselves to an 8-9 record. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just won. At least we won. I don't want to keep saying that. And then you look back and you're 8-9, or you're, you know what I'm saying, 9 and whatever it is. I don't want to keep on doing that to ourselves. I feel like that's what Eagles fans are doing. We're just taking the win, which sometimes you got to take the win, but not every single week. It feels like every single week you're looking at the game and you're like, well, this happened, that happened. Yeah, but we won. So it is what it is. Spike, what do you want me to say? I would love to see what Spike wants me to say. He says, stop laying down Philly is disappointing. It's embarrassing that you want me to sit here and yell at them like, oh, no, Jalen Hurts is fourth in passing yardage. but he gave up the ball 6 times, I believe, this year.
Mm.
Jalen Hurts has one of the higher completion percentages, but Jalen Hurts gave up the ball more than 5 times this year. Like, what do you want me to do? Y'all want me to beat a drum that's not there. I get it. We're Eagles fans, and I'm a diehard Eagles fan. Trust me, there's going to be plenty of times that I'm unrealistic, and you know what I'm saying? And just whatever it is, what it is, we're better than you. It doesn't matter. I'm going to say that a bunch of times. You guys, James, you guys, George. But I'm not going to sit here and lie about what's going on. We should be I'm happy, and I can't wait for James to start talking. Don't get me wrong. But we got some things to worry about in Philadelphia. And if you are sitting here expecting me to pound my chest and say 6 interceptions, thank you, Rev, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not excited about that. I'm sorry. So I'm happy that we're 2-1. It's a lot better than 1-2. It's a whole lot better than 0-3. So it is what it is. We're going to keep on talking about it. We're going to keep on figuring it out. He said if Dallas won, they'll be beating their chest. I don't think James would be. If it was that ugly,
I wouldn't.
I will say I'm not a Dallas Cowboys fan. If that's what you expect from them, I don't know. I'm sorry about that.
That's what I like about this podcast, boys, because we actually keep it real, right? We actually break it down. We have knowledge. We kind of break down the content.
Yeah.
We're pretty smart about it. We are pretty objective. And Joe, I think you're right, man. I think, obviously the Eagles won. They're 2-1. It's all about learning. It's hard to win in the NFL, and if you can learn from your mistakes and potentially win while you're doing that, it's not code red, right? So the Eagles are putting together some wins. I do honestly think, I think you know it too, the offense is kind of struggling right now. There are some concerns, but they're staying afloat. But can they recover, especially with all the injuries moving forward? That's definitely something to keep in mind.
I think that there's a difference between struggling and there's a lot of miscues. Because to me, and the reason why I say that is because if they were struggling, they wouldn't be putting up the numbers. I mean, they're putting up numbers. They're not finishing drives. That's one thing that I've been having. And you can, there is reasons for that. It's not excuses, but you can blame Nick Sirianni or Kellen Moore for that, right? For not taking the points. Those 3 points that we didn't take like 45 times, it feels like, that adds up. So, I mean, our numbers could be different. But at the same point, you are not finishing drives consistently. You're not taking care of the ball. I mean, that's really what is concerning me the most, is just taking care of the ball. Everything else will work itself out. You have a run game. You have a pass game. You can utilize both. So just take care of the ball. That's the biggest thing to me. If you can do that, I'm happy. If not, I'm going to be sitting here saying what I'm saying. That's it. I'm not going to, I'm not going to be fake about it. It upsets me that so many people just want me to be like, oh, we won. That's it. We won. Get over it. No, like I wouldn't have a show. I would there's literally, what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm going to stop the rant. I'm sorry.
I got a comment and a question for you, Joe. So for one thing, I know James is itching at the bit, so I'm going to let James get in a moment. But a question for you. So for one comment, shout out to Reed Blankenship, man. Like, I know he gets a lot of heat for Philadelphia fans. I think he closed the game the past 2 weeks, right? 2 interceptions to close the games. Maybe it was week 1 and week 3, but props to him. My next question is the injuries. Have you heard anything lately? Like what's the latest from Lane Johnson and even Darius Slay? I know he got hurt at the end of the game, and Devontae Smith had a concussion. What are you hearing out on Philadelphia?
I still haven't heard anything about Devontae Smith. I have been at work, so if anybody on,
I heard concussion is what I heard.
Yeah, I heard that they were checking him for a concussion. I haven't heard anything in the sense of this is where they're going with it. So we'll see. I'm hoping. When I did watch it live, and obviously, you never really know.
You saw that comment, hilarious.
Yeah.
When I saw it, it looked like he was, aware after everything. So hopefully, it's at worst a week. And then you said, who else did you say?
I said Lane Johnson, Darius Slay. I thought Darius Slay got hurt at the end of the game. I don't know if he's still okay.
I don't know if Darius Slays. I don't know if Darius Slays was. We'll find out come practice time, but I don't think Darius Slays is something that'll hold him out too long.
Yeah,
hopefully he's just limited, at the most at practices. And then Lane Johnson, I think he was sick because I kept hearing that he was just throwing up. So, and then Mekhi Becton had something with his hand. I don't know exactly what it was. We'll probably get way more clarity after today. So if anybody in the comments knows, definitely let me know. But I haven't seen anything definitive yet. So, I mean, we 2-1. And yeah, that guy did spit on Devontae Smith, which is just crazy. Peyton Turner.
That's good. That's wild. That's uncalled for. But like I said with the Eagles, I can't hate. Like I said, 2-1. If it would have been happened to Dallas, they've been saying one. And that's what you would say. Yeah, they played like trash. Yeah, or yeah, they were making mistakes. And yes, back to the drawing board. Or yes, we need to fix some things. But at the end of the day, we still won, and that's the positive you can always take from it. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the thing that stood out to me was Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter. Those two guys really played. I felt like the best they had played together, maybe since they've been in. I felt dominated that game and dominated that middle. They really shut down a lot of running lanes. For Kamara, they really put a lot of pressure on Derek Carr because I was thinking that, you were really missing that Hassan Reddick, because I really didn't feel like Huff was really being that guy right now. We know what Brandon Graham brings to the table, but he is older. So you were looking for that pass rush, right? So I think you still need that on the outside, but if that middle can still play, what is it? You're going to be a tough team to reckon with. And like I said, we'll see how, because I told you, Joe, it's going to be the coordinators and how they mesh with your quarterback, your team, and everything like that. And that's what is going to be the talk all through the year. How is that, continue to go together? How is that continue to mesh? And how is that going to look at the end of the year with your coordinators and your team? So I think that's the thing to look at. But at the end of the day, you're 2-1. Cowboys fans.
Cowboys fans gonna find a way to. You cutting up. You cut up a little bit then. I think you're coming back though. I don't know. Everybody's internet today just acting up. I think that's what it is. It's just the internet just acting up all around. But no, I mean, look, yeah, I'm happy about the win.
Yeah,
I'm happy about the win, and we're gonna keep it moving. And that's all you can really do. You just hope that you get better next week, and we see what happens from there. But I don't know. This Eagles team kind of got me worried on both sides of the ball, but I'm excited. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But before we get to James, because I know James, we want to talk about that game, what happened with Child. But I do want to ask George. I mean, there was like a moment there where you guys were leading the division. You guys were them dudes. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't the script we agreed to, but that was what was happening. So talk to me, man. Talk to me. Like, how are you feeling about just your Commanders? Does it change how y'all feeling about y'all team?
I was feeling nice. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever I walk in here, it's a buzzsaw, right? It's Cowboys, Eagles, a lot of heat coming my way. Dalvin Cook's the best. Brian Robinson's overrated. Our defense sucks. I keep hearing all this stuff every single week. Cut it out. And everything just keeps on coming. Coming up cream for me. Everything's looking good over here for me. So I'm feeling pretty nice over here. But I'm happy with our team. I think it's all about Jayden Daniels this year. I'm excited for y'all to watch him because I know you guys probably see him on Red Zone. Or you guys probably see him a couple plays here or there. Our offense is actually leading the way. We always kind of joke about Dan Quinn and Mike Zimmer, the difference between the two. Our defense is suspect. I think Spike was kind of talking spicy before about how our defense is trash, our secondary is trash. It is trash right now. I'm always going to admit it, right? Our secondary is kind of trash right now, but our offense is looking good, man. Like we scored on, I believe, our kicker sucked. Remember, we talked about this week 1. We fired Cade York after the first week. He missed 2 field goals. If he made those field goals, we would have scored on 12 of 15 drives so far this season, 75%. Okay. Yeah. Jayden Daniels has been effective. He throws the ball 75% completion rating. He has over 400 yards passing. He has 123 yards rushing and 2 touchdown runs. Like he's composed. The big debate in DC is that like the offense is a little bit too conservative, right? But I like it though. We're seeing what's happening in Caleb Williams. We're seeing him really struggle in the Chicago. All offseason, we talked about it. Everyone talked about it. Oh, Chicago's so stacked. Their offense is going to be fantastic. Like, Caleb Williams walking into this pristine situation where he's going to thrive. He's struggling because they're putting too much on him. What's happening in DC is that it's a blessing and a curse. 33% of Jayden Daniels' passes have been within the line of scrimmage, within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. It's been a lot of check down screens, tunnel screens, featuring Brian Robinson and Austin Eckler. So we're seeing that. I do want to see the offense kind of open up more over time. But if Jayden Daniels is building confidence and we're moving the ball, I think we're like number 3 in EPA across the entire league. We're doing pretty good right now. So that's step 1. And then step 2, when you guys watch the game tonight, Brian Robinson, man. Actually, James, I know you gave him props last time we were on together. Like,
I like Brian Robinson. He's a good back.
It was Chuck now. I want to call him out. Chuck now in the chat was like, Brian Robinson's trash. Austin Eckler's trash. He's not here today, but I want him to hear this.
Yeah, because he ran for like 150.
Yeah. He went for like 150, like second in the NFL last week. I think Washington's personality and their identity is going to be a run-first power run team. The Bengals have 2 defensive linemen that are out this game, B.J. Hill and I think DJ Reader's hurt or like one or the other. They're both injured going into the game. And I think they have the 29th ranked run defense. That's going to fit right into our hands. We're going to run the ball down the field. On 3rd and 7, we're going to do some zone reads with Jaden Daniels, get some first downs. It's going to be a ball control game. I think that's what we have to do to win the game.
I mean, yeah, it must have been nice to, not have to deal with a loss.
It felt pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, I was there. I wish we scored some touchdowns though. We only had 7 freaking field goals. Pretty ugly, but we won the game.
Who are the Giants? That's what I guess we're gonna find out when I said this on Twitter, and I'll say it to your face, James. I love you to death, but I don't think you guys are gonna lose to the Giants. I do not, and there's not a bone in my body that would bet on them. But if you guys do. If y'all do, I don't know who the Giants are.
Oh, it's going to be bad. I mean, I don't know. I know who the Giants are. They're not a good team. They got a pretty good. They got we got them Thursday. We got them Thursday night. So it's a quick turnaround. But the Giants are not a good team. We already know. We know Malik Neighbors is a dog. We know that. Daniel, we know they don't have a quarterback. But, if he gets that ball, he's a problem. They got a good defensive core up front. They got a lot of young players, so they have a good defensive core, and I like it. But when your quarterback constantly puts you in bad positions, your team is going to play bad. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, Cleveland's not a really good team right now because of their quarterback. Deshaun Watson is not a good quarterback right now, and that's the reason why. I said that Cleveland game was fool's gold because they had 2 offensive linemen that were out or ailing, that a guard that was ailing. Nick Chubb was out, who's their physical ground and pound running back. And then you have Deshaun Watson, who is a shell of himself. So that was a deceiving victory as far as, we thought Cleveland's a good team, but right now they're really not. They got a good players, but they're not per se a good team right now. So that's what you can say that victory against them is a little bit of fool's gold. So, yeah, you lose to the Giants. It's going to be a lot of problems, especially it's how the fashion you lose to them, if you lose to them. I don't think that's going to happen because Dallas just has the stranglehold on the Giants. So I don't feel that. But if something were like that to happen, it's going to be a lot of noise in Dallas.
Deshaun Watson is definitely a shell of himself. Bottom 5 quarterback in the league, to be honest. He's looking really bad. Like, Jameson Winston needs to get into that lineup sooner rather than later before the season goes off the rails. I think Deshaun Watson is definitely a shell of himself for one. The Giants, they're kind of a messy team. What they do have is Malik Neighbors, though, as you alluded to, James. He's an absolute dog, man. He's clearly one of the best. He's one of the best of the division already. Great athleticism, great run after the catch. They've targeted him I think they targeted him 18 times in our game, another 10 times yesterday. So 28 times over the last 2 games he eats. So 100%. Yeah, my boy Steve is saying Neighbors is saving DJ's lifespan. It's great.
So, really is. That's the only
and for
thing
the entire NFC
about.
East, it's good to keep Daniel Jones around. So I'm down for
if
that.
I was a Giants fan, that would be the only thing I'm worried about. Is like, all right, bro, don't play too good now. Like, we still need a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? We out here winning games and stuff. Hey, Malik does look like a dog, though. It's going to be fun to look back on the season from all these rookies. I think we have a very special rookie class.
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
So it's going to be fun to look back and kind of, see who had the best year. But look, I know why I'm here. I mean, if y'all got any more questions about the Eagles, I'm more than willing to, answer them. But one game is tough, James. One game, that's tough, James. But two of them things.
If y'all lose to the Giants, what's going to be the climate in Dallas? 1-3, losing to the Giants, James. Our heads going to roll?
I'm sorry. I just don't think that's going to happen. I don't even feel like heads will roll because I just don't think that would happen. It's just going to be a lot of noise. It's just going to be a lot of talk. But I don't think that's going to be a situation. Hold on. I don't think that's going to be a situation where people are getting fired right now. Like if you lose to the Giants, I definitely don't believe that. It'll just, it'll just push the narrative more that your contract's not going to be renewed at the end of the season, Mike McCarthy. And this is probably, like I said, I told Joe this at the beginning before we did the podcast, before we did the start of the season, anything. Joe will tell you. I had already told him this. I feel like this is going to be a lame duck season. Didn't I tell you that, Joe? I said that this is going to be a lame duck season. You didn't extend McCarthy. You're putting all your eggs in one basket with this 1 year. And I just feel like you really didn't upgrade. You lost a lot of people. Those upgrades are starting to be seen already that you really didn't upgrade. You just really just put band-aids on things. And I said it will get exposed when you play those upper echelon teams. Those band-aids will not be exposed when you play a team like the Giants, I feel, or like even the Browns with the quarterback play. If you don't have good quarterback play, Dallas is going to eat. But if you got some good quarterback play and you come with a physical scheme, it gives Dallas problems. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not falling for the, banana in the tailpipe where we beat a bad team and all of a sudden Dallas is a Super Bowl contender. No, I see it for what it is. That was not a good victory against Cleveland, and I had to see them play other teams to show it really wasn't. So, two losses in a row, yeah, it's bad. I mean, you want to ask questions? Go ahead. I can explain it all.
So last week we talked about how Dan Quinn is trash and Mike Zimmer.
I knew that was coming.
Amazing. Mike Zimmer is a shutdown savant and defensive coordinator. The past 2 weeks has been looking pretty ugly. The Saints kind of ran you up a little bit 2 weeks ago. The Ravens pulled the feet off the gas. They were up 28-3, and they're whooping y'all pretty good. What's the confidence level of Mike Zimmer right now? If you look out in the Dallas community, people are frustrated with Zimmer, but I think a lot of it to me is players. If you watch that game against the Saints and the Ravens, just like they were saying, hero ball. Dallas is notorious for playing hero ball, not staying gap integrity, not staying with your assignments, trying to always make the big play. You make the big play, you miss wrong, somebody runs 70 yards for a touchdown. Dallas has been known to do that, not just with Mike Zimmer, Dan Quinn, Rob Marinelli, Mike Nolan. They have played that type of ball because they get desperate because they're trying to make a play so bad because they're just getting ran through. So now they're getting desperate and they're trying to make a big play. And when you try to make that big play without staying disciplined, saying we got to take it one play at a time, not try to always go for that big play, one play at a time, because when you go for that big play and it costs you, it just puts you in a deeper hole. And I think that's what's happened more than I say the scheme. Now, I will say, and I Joe can attest to you too, I told them when they hired Zimmer, I didn't want that. I told them I wanted them to actually do a thorough search and actually go through and take their time and look for somebody. They went with somebody who's familiar. He was with the Cowboys back in the 90s. You get what I'm saying? He knows the program. There's friendship there. So as soon as Dan Quinn was ushered out or he was leaving and Mike Zimmer said, hey, I'm available, I knew they were going there. And it's like, dude is old. Like, get some young, innovative things. And that's the thing frustrated with me. But I do like the discipline side. But I'm like, dude is like 68, bro. Like, I'm not with that. We need younger minds. This is a younger man. They say it's a young man's game physically when you're on the field. It's a young man's game right now with these coordinators too, because these young guys are coming in and they're really killing it. And they're making Mike McCarthy and Mike Zimmer look old. You get what I'm saying? They're making them look old. Like the offense is old. It looks the team just old. You got young players, but look like an old ass style. You know what I mean? Because these young teams are coming in with this new innovative and just saying, oh man, we can beat them this way. And the thing to get with Dallas is be physical, because you're still missing people up front. I told y'all, Linville Joseph and Jordan Phillips, I said you should have got them 4 years ago. You wait till guys are older and cheaper, and then you throw the Band-Aid in there, and I call them shut-up signings. You got these couple guys, 350 pounds, now shut up. We got defensive tackles. No, but these aren't the guys that are taking you and moving the needle, because they will get exposed in those big games. Linville Joseph is a journeyman now. So is Jordan Phillips. Those aren't guys that are moving the needle. Kendricks, I like him, but he's downtrending. He's not uptrending. You understand what I'm saying? And now you're relying on those guys. And then you got your picks. Mozzie Smith, I don't care. I'm not trying to be cruel to this man. But, bro, when a man comes out and says, I don't like football, I'm in my head, I'm out. Because nobody even if you don't like football, you don't come out and say that. That bothers me. Like, you don't come out and say nothing like that. Don't tell nobody like that. Because I feel like now that gives you the excuse to be, oh, I can quit, or I don't want to do this, because you're basically saying, well,
You feel me? If you don't have the passion for it, you get ran through. You don't love this game. You can easily quit on the team. Easy. And that's your first round pick at the defensive tackle spot. Who's your starter? And and so it's just a combination of those things. You saw with CD Lamb, the things that I had said, we need another receiver, right? Nobody's scared of Brandon Cooks, Jalen Tolbert, and them. Nobody's scared of that. It's contingent on CD. And if he's not doing good, the offense is stagnant. I said about the running game. When Ezekiel Elliott came back, I'm not happy. They brought Jason Witten back in 2019. People were doing backflips. Why? No. Ezekiel Elliott is not that guy any longer. Rico Dowdell, nobody's scared of him. And Deuce Vaughn, why did you draft him? Okay, he's too little. You know what I'm saying? Then you were pumping up a Royce Freeman. Everybody know he wasn't making the squad. And then you're going to say you're okay? You get a Dalvin Cook. Now, George, I said the only reason why I'm hyping up a Dalvin Cook is I don't got nobody else to hype, bro. I don't got nobody else to look at and say, well, I like this guy. I don't got nobody else to hype. So I got to rely on what he did last year. I mean, year and a half ago with that speed, I got to rely on that. So I'm like, play him because this needs some explosiveness because when you can't run the ball and they're doubling down on CD, okay, it's going to make it really hard for Dak. You get what I'm saying? And I don't make no excuses for him because he misplays, things of that nature, but it makes it hard on the quarterback too. When you can't run the ball, you only got one real threat and your defense is getting the shit kicked in.
Thank you for your honesty, first of all. Second of all, the chat's fantastic. Right? Are you watching the chat, Joe? It's funny.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm watching
about Jerry Jones, talking about Diddy and Baby Oil. You guys are hilarious right now. So funny. So I love you guys in the chat right now.
I will say one thing. Hey, we've had, and you'll start seeing them, Jordan, the more, we start doing these shows. You'll see a lot of people call James a homer. James always talking about, I love the Eagles, this, that. They don't watch these. That's why I love doing these. These gave me a newfound respect for Jay. Like me and James always have respect for each other, but these, I think mutually, we both were like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You're not just gonna say whatever. I ain't got no question, James. The only question I have for you is one that we're going to be asking all season if stuff kind of starts going off the rails. Is there a fix? Is there a right now fix in your mind? Like, is there a move that the Cowboys can make that you're like, okay, now we're moving. Now we can, actually make something happen?
Well, I mean, everybody keeps on talking about trading the picks and doing that. They don't do that. They're not good. They're not good at it. So I'm not hyping that. I'm not getting excited. Ooh, they're going to make a trade or anything like that. You know what? Guys within themselves got to say, we need to play better football. Stop talking about it in your podcast, in the media, and it's my bad. No, stop saying all that and just do it because Dallas is just too much talk. It's a Hollywood atmosphere, no matter what anybody tells me, and it starts from the top. And when you got that Hollywood atmosphere, it trickles. And no matter what anybody says, when you go to practice every day and all that, yes, that's true. But when you go into a building and it's about football, you know what I'm saying? You know when it's about football. And you also know when it's about the brand. And when it's about the brand, I feel you naturally will get that Hollywoodish attitude. And I feel like that's what really permeates. And that's where these teams are like, you know what? We don't think Dallas is tough. Matter of fact, we enjoy playing y'all. It's not just the thing of we think you're good. I think it's just the thing. No, we're going to show you that you're not good, and we want to smack you, and we want to embarrass you, and we want to let you know that Dallas sucks. I feel like a lot of teams are coming at like that, like Dallas, like that, and I feel like these dudes ain't taking this shit personal. Like these teams is embarrassing you, dog. Like, and y'all ain't, where's the fight at? Like, y'all ain't mad at this? Like, what's really going on? Like, these dudes is beating your heads in, just running all over you. Like, we knew what the Ravens were going to do. They weren't going to come with no tricky ass game plan. We knew Lamar Jackson was going to run the ball. We knew Derrick Henry was going to run the ball. We knew they weren't going to throw deep. They didn't have no receivers that were really going to scare you like that. We knew they were going to throw underneath. They were going to throw out the screen plays underneath to the tight ends, rollouts, the drag. They're going to do those type of plays. Everything's going to be 10 yards. He threw 15 times and ran 46. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like you didn't know. Even Michael Parsons said, we knew what they were going to do. They knew what they were going to do. You knew what they were going to do, and they still did it. That's a problem to me.
Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got over 200 people in the chat. This is a kind of impromptu because I'll take full blame Saturday. this past week, if you guys follow my socials, you know it's been a crazy week for me. So Saturday, I just wasn't able to do the show. So we came on to do this. But we know that George wants to go watch his team, you know what I'm saying? His powerhouse of a football team, the Commanders.
Beast of the East.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll see.
So we're going to keep this one short. But the comments are actually killing it right now. I do want to ask just like one or two questions that people have that I saw because they actually So one was from the Eagles, talking about the Eagles. William said, "What up, Joe? You think Huff needs more time to learn Fangio's system, or is he a bad fit?" Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Somebody said check my mic. But either way, I think that Huff might be trash. I'm gonna be real with you. I really don't know. I feel like they changed their whole defensive front yesterday, and he still didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of worrisome, right? Like I feel like we've seen almost everybody make a play, but we have not seen Bryce Huff make a play. First game, I kind of gave him a pass because I was like, hey, maybe he just needs some time to get into it. Maybe he still does. But right now, he kind of looks trash. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Somebody asked, that's funny. So I think the last one was from a Cowboys fan about the Eagles. This is the Eagles about the Cowboys fan. Why doesn't Hunter Lupke, is that his name, right? Get more touches?
Yeah. I like Hunter Lupke. We loved him last year, and he made a couple critical mistakes as a rookie, and he never saw the ball again. So whatever you got to do, give him some carries, but is he the guy getting big ball carries? No, you need to figure out this run game. You need to figure out some explosiveness. And you know what? Just the things Dallas keeps on talking about. We good on free agency. We like our players, and these young guys got to step up. And this is what I'm going to say too. Dallas is always worried about gambling in free agency. They don't want to spend the money in free agency because they don't want to take that gamble, spend that money on somebody. Then he don't work out, and then you're hooked on the salary, your salary cap. But it's just a bigger gamble when you're doing these draft picks and you putting a straight rookie in here expecting him to do it. Hey, I love Tyler Guyton. I done told you. The man got some work yesterday. You feel me? Cooper Beebe, they got some work. They're going to go through it because they're rookies. So that's not a gamble. That's not a gamble. You putting this young rookie out here and he's going against these seasoned veterans. And as the weeks go on, you're playing better and better players. How you know if you ain't getting worked even more? That's just the biggest gamble. The only reason why it's not the big gamble to you guys, I'm talking about our front office, is because you ain't spending that money. You didn't spend a lot of money on them and you spent less money. So it's an okay gamble, but it's still a gamble. And I'm going to just keep on saying it. Dog, you don't need to get 30 free agents, but there are some guys out there that can make the difference. You've seen it. You got A.J. Brown. You can't say A.J. Brown don't make a difference on your freaking offense. Yes, the hell he does. When he's on there, you're a different team. You get what I'm saying? And he was a free agent. He was a high-priced free agent. It cost you some money, but look what he has done for your team. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know why it's any different than we weren't. I don't know, dog. That's just the frustrating thing with me. Where are we going? Where am I going? Where am I going? Where y'all going?
Hey, James. We talking
right I'm going in the house.
Oh, just go around the corner.
Okay, why can't I go in the house?
You're talking about sitting in the car.
I was sitting in the car doing a show.
That's so
we're gonna let y'all hear his. We're gonna let y'all hear his back.
Yeah,
I was trying to, you know what I'm saying.
I was gonna mute out
the conversation.
Oh, sorry, y'all go do your flowers. I'm right here.
Before we do get out of here, though, I want to give a shout out to Devontae Jones with the $5 super chat. He said all of our teams have struggled right now. What team is the best in the East? Also, Eagles finally look like linebackers finally look good. I say the Eagles are the best team.
All right, I'm back.
I mean, maybe that's biased, but I think still right now, I think the Eagles are the best team in the East. But
I think
I will say right now, the best team is the Eagles right now. I think right now Dallas and Washington are battling. I want to watch Washington today and see how they are. Against the Bengals. I don't really think the Bengals is all that, but they got Joe Burrow. They got Higgins. I think T. Higgins is back too. You know what I'm saying? I want to see how they play against them because they don't have that defense. So I think this will be a test for Jaden Daniels to see, it might be on him to win this game. You know what I'm saying? Like it may be on this offense to win the game. So I definitely feel like Jaden Daniels is a legit threat. I didn't want him to really come in the division. I think he's going to be a good quarterback down the line. I think he's going to give problems. So Dallas just better get get their heads together, because guys are trying to make their other teams better, and Dallas can't just rest on their laurels of what they did last year or the year before or 2-3 years ago. Because at the end of the day, I don't feel like Mike McCarthy is the guy any longer. I just feel like he's a guy that's going to win you games. I just feel like Mike McCarthy. I feel like his style is past. I just feel like he's more of the old school guy. I just don't feel like it. I don't know. It just feels old, y'all. It just feels old. You got young players, but it feels old. And I just feel like Mike McCarthy, I like you, but you're not the guy I think you're getting the team over the hump. I don't want this old man that they talking about getting. I feel like they need to hit some young, innovative, and get some fresh blood up in here. But that's just what I'm feeling right now. We'll see.
Yeah, it's interesting right now. So I think, I always say it, right? I think the Eagles are the most talented team in the division, right? I think your offense is fantastic. I love your offense. I love A.J. Brown's one of my favorite wide receivers in the league. Saquon Barkley is very talented. Devontae Smith, Heisman Trophy winner, right? But I think all of our teams have flaws right now. Like, I'm going to be honest. Honest assessment, I think your offense is a little bit messed up right now. Like, Jalen Hurts is not clicking. I don't know if that Kellen Moore transition is it's a bumpy transition to first start off the year. I think there is some issues right now. Can they get it right? Of course. There's still 14 more weeks to go. They can get it right. But the Eagles are not invincible when last year they were a pretty solid team. However, they were 2-8 over the last 10 games, so they're not perfect. And there's a lot of star power, but they're not dominant. They should definitely be performing better than what they're doing right now. It's just Sirianni. I don't like Sirianni. Is it Sirianni's fault? I have no idea. The Cowboys are probably number 2. I think the Cowboys are a solid team. They have a lot of talent. CeeDee Lamb's one of the best wide receivers in the league. Micah Parsons is dominant as well. But they don't have that winning formula, and the winning formula is running the ball and stopping the run. The Cowboys are bad at both of those right now. They had 4.9 yards per carry going into this week. Derrick Henry ran for 150 yards last week. It's going to go up even further. So if you can't stop the run and you can't potentially run, what are you going to do? You're going to rely on Dak Prescott throwing to CeeDee Lamb. They're going to bracket him and take that away. So it's definitely a concern moving forward. The Commanders, we have no idea what's going to happen. I do think Jaden Daniels is that dude. I think there's some upside. We have to work out the kinks. I think we have to be more confident throwing the ball downfield. But he's that dude, man. Him and Joe Burrow, we're watching the battle of the Heisman Trophy LSU quarterbacks going into this game tonight, right? Jaden Daniels calls Joe Burrow. He talks about playing quarterback. His boy is C.J. Stroud. They all grew up in San Bernardino together in California. They know each other. Just like Malik Neighbors is that dude as a wide receiver, Jaden Daniels is that dude as a quarterback. I hope he shows out today and kind of puts the league on notice. I just want to see – I'm going to tell you what you guys are going to see. It's going to be more of like a lateral game and more of like a – they're not unleashing him yet. He's going to run, which is going to be kind of fun. He's like Lamar Jackson year 1, in my opinion. He's going to run. He's going to 30 to 15. He's going to take off. What the hell's going to happen? And it's really exciting when that happens. But I want to see him push the ball downfield because Terry McLaurin, he hasn't been doing much this year, and I'm kind of worried about that. So that's where I'm at. And then Johnson before
touchdown. Does he throw for a touchdown today? You think?
Oh yeah, Jaden Daniels will throw for a touchdown today. I think he's due. They were driving. they were there. You go, exactly. It's all about the parlay. I got the parlay too. But,
say less.
He was in the red zone 6 times last week. Six times last week. They set up for field goals, and it's all about penalties and false starts on the offensive line. So I think they'll figure it out, and I think he'll throw a touchdown today. So we'll see what happens.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Over 200 people in the chat. Again, this was very, very impromptu. We were just talking during the day, and we're like, yeah, why not? Let's go real quick before the game starts. So we appreciate you always killing the chat. You guys are absolutely hilarious. You got a score prediction for us? You think you're gonna win this game?
I'm on the record, so I can't lie on this show. So I'm already out there. I have 27-23 Bengals. The spread was 7.5. Okay. I think the Commanders are going to slow down the game by running the ball and keeping Joe Burrow on the sidelines. So I don't think it's going to be an explosive game. I think it's going to be more of like a back and forth. The Bengals are going to win, but they're Super Bowl contenders. I mean, if the Commanders win, you're going to hear about it next week. Number 1 in the division, 2-1 Commanders going into our chat next week. I'll be pumped about that. It'd be awesome.
I just want to tell the chat, and I'm sorry to put you out there like George, like that. So me and James we got pictures taken, obviously, for the show. My man George hit me up after the Cowboys lost and was like, "I'll send you pictures. Don't worry, I got you. I got you.
Hey,
Don't you
got
worry
you.
about it."
If you guys peep the thumbnails from 2 weeks ago, it was like everyone's laughing at me. And shit. I was like, I gotta step up. I gotta fucking defend myself. So that's why I had to do that. So there
That
we
was,
go.
that was
Good luck,
awesome,
though.
man. But I appreciate everybody in the chat, man. Be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe wherever you are. Good luck to the Commanders. I hope you guys do pull it out. Why not, right?
Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that.
Keep the division strong. Why not?
Exactly
brother?
right. NFC beats. Let's go for it.
I'll take it. So, but other than that, if y'all ain't got nothing else to say to these beautiful people, I don't know. Yeah,
No, I mean, I appreciate
good.
everything.
We seem good. We seem good. That's my guy James.
Hey,
That's
appreciate
my brother
everybody.
George. Yeah, and we are best of enemies, man. Y'all be easy. Have a good Monday Night Football. Peace.
Go Commanders.
We're brothers. We're happy.